Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. If this is your first time here, hi, I'm Exie and this is Life with Exie, where we share about motherhood, faith, womanhood and life in general. If you enjoyed this video, make sure you stick around for more by liking, sharing and subscribing to the channel. I am officially 4 months postpartum and it feels like I've been doing this my whole life now. This experience has been quite the learning process and I am here to share it with all the moms, future moms, and anyone who's interested. And if you are watching the video and not just listening, I am sharing a realistic morning in my life as a new mom as well. So here are 6 things I learned after my early postpartum experience. Number 1. I don't remember my first month postpartum. My first month is now a blur to me. I remember a few major things like having family and friends visiting and helping me. It was a lot of bleeding, a lot of resting and nursing my baby. I am very grateful that I was able to just focus on resting and nourishing my baby because I had so much help from family and friends. I honestly don't remember anything else. I think my baby was mostly sleeping and so was I. If you have someone in your family or friend circle that just had a baby, please offer to help them. Trust me, they will never forget it. Whether it is by cooking, bringing them food, helping them with chores, etc. Being a new mom means being absolutely exhausted most of the time, as they have to adjust to their newborn schedule, making themselves completely available to feed and care for their baby whenever the baby needs them to, while learning to nurse and healing. Early postpartum can be very messy. It took me a couple days before I started producing milk, and I was constantly worried that my baby wasn't eating enough. I was very blessed to be surrounded by women who encouraged me to not give up because I really wanted to breastfeed. If you can, make sure you have women and mothers in your circle. It is always helpful to have people who have been in your shoes before. For my personal case, I really wanted to exclusively breastfeed, and I was blessed that my mother, my mother-in-law, my aunt, and friends have all exclusively breastfed their children. So whenever I was told discouraging things like, you might run out of milk, I would ask the women who did what I wanted to do, and it always helped me to know exactly what to do. After the milk came, I was constantly leaking, and even though I had done a lot of research on the topic before and during my pregnancy, I still didn't know what I was doing at times. When I finally started nursing, everything was so new. I am now 4 months in, still exclusively breastfeeding and hoping I can keep going until my son is 2. A lot of the women I have spoken to have told me the same thing, that they didn't remember their first month postpartum. There is simply too much happening in that first month and your brain might just forget most of it. So, number 2. The sentence, "It takes a village to raise a child," is true. And I never realized how true it was until I had my child and the way my family and friends showed up for me. In early postpartum, all I wanted to do was rest, heal, and care for my baby, nothing else. I was so blessed to have my family cook a bunch of meals prior to the birthday, and they were all stored in the freezer. Our postpartum food lasted us about 2 months and a half, almost 3 months. I was so grateful that I never needed to cook anything. I had nourishing meals already prepared for me, so whenever I was hungry, I could just grab the food, warm it up, and eat. In early postpartum, your body needs time to heal. It is not the time to show that you are a strong woman. You cannot do it all by yourself. If you have that mentality, you are doing yourself a huge disservice. If someone offers to clean your kitchen, wipe your counter, do the dishes, let them do it so you can rest. If you're like me, then you absolutely hate being perceived as lazy. But trust me, when you are postpartum, nobody actually thinks you're lazy. If anyone calls you lazy, then they probably have never had a child or they simply are a bad person. It really does take a village to raise a child. So if you're someone who wants to have children in the future, this is your time to build that village. Don't wait until you're pregnant. Do it now. Number 3, the changes in your body. So I am talking about the weight gain, the breast sizes. If you're breastfeeding, you will deal with constant hunger since you're sharing all the nutrients with your baby. Your stomach changes. A lot of women, including myself, have dealt with hemorrhoids during their postpartum. And let me tell you, I had absolutely no idea this was ever a thing. And this might be TMI, but I'm just trying to be real. I wish someone had prepared me for that. Hemorrhoids made my postpartum even harder because I was having a hard time just sitting on a chair without a soft cushion to support me. Also, you will definitely hear scary stories about going number 2 after giving birth. I know it can be very painful for many women, but trust me, it is not painful for everyone. I was so scared of going number 2 because of all the stories I had heard and read on Reddit. But it really wasn't painful for me at all. Obviously, we will all have different experiences, but just know there is a possibility you don't experience a traumatic first bowel movement after giving birth. Number 4, some of your pregnancy clothes will not fit anymore. I thought that after giving birth I would be able to wear my favorite jeans again, but little did I know, for some women, including myself, our hips widen and they might never go back to their pre-pregnancy size. I still have my favorite jeans hidden somewhere in my dresser, still hoping that maybe someday they will fit again, but we'll see. I tried doing in-person pelvic floor therapy a month after giving birth, but I ended up taking a break and doing the exercises from home instead. Having to drive with a newborn twice a week was simply too much for me, especially since my baby hated car seats. He does well now, but it was very stressful in the beginning. So making sure you are listening to your body, especially that early, is very important. You don't want to stress yourself too much. Your body is still healing and your baby is very vulnerable. So just take it one step at a time. Number 5, if you like having hair or braid extensions in your hair, make sure that you have one that is easy to care for and wash. Honestly, I would even go as far as saying, don't have extensions when you get close to giving birth. I had braid extensions as a protective style, but honestly, it made things a bit harder for me. If you know what I'm talking about, if you have ever done braids extensions before, then you know what I mean. I would get random headaches and couldn't simply wash my hair whenever I wanted to. And when I did wash the extensions, they felt so much heavier. It was very frustrating. I would say try to keep things as simple as possible. Number 6, the nursing journey. I am not an expert in this, and I know every pregnancy is different, but my goal is to exclusively nurse without pumping or using bottles. So far, we're doing well, and I'm very grateful for that. Things that have made this journey a bit easier for me have been buying some nursing shirts before my baby was born. I didn't have to stress about what to wear because most of them were just simple t-shirts with zippers on the side and some nursing bras and nursing tank tops. The shirts looked presentable when we had people over, and I didn't have to do a lot when I needed to nurse. When nobody was home, I didn't even bother wearing a shirt at all. After I went past the very awkward season of basically surviving, and I was done bleeding, I started experimenting with the clothes I already had that weren't necessarily nursing tops, like button-up shirts, sweaters, and just regular shirts. I now don't even exclusively wear nursing bras anymore because I've come to realize that if your bra doesn't have an underwire, you can probably wear it as long as it still fits. But in the beginning, you want simple clothes, robes, and button front dresses, nightgowns, and cardigans. Nursing clothes aren't always the most stylish clothes, so don't worry too much. You don't necessarily have to redo your whole wardrobe. I am currently 4 months postpartum, as I said before, and I know I still have a long way to go, but this is what I have learned so far, and I really wanted to share it because it can be quite discouraging, at least it was for me, when even looking good as a woman became hard simply because I wanted to exclusively breastfeed. So if you are like me, then there is no need to worry. There is already so much to think about when it comes to feeding your baby, like finding the right kinds of nursing bras for you, the right nursing clothes, figuring out if you want to use Silverettes or nipple cream. It really is a journey, and what works for someone else might not work for you, so it is a lot of trial and error. We want to make those first months as easy as possible. What helped me was to take things one step at a time and always ask the mothers in my life questions to see how they dealt with things. You don't necessarily have to follow every advice you are given, but it can be very helpful to hear what other options are out there and the different things other women have tried. For example, in the beginning of my breastfeeding journey, I was using a lot of nipple cream. I used the Earth Mama brand, not a sponsor. And it really did help, but I would always smother the cream all over my nipples, then wear a bra, and all the nipple cream would rub against my bra or nipple pad. It was such a waste and a big mess. My mother-in-law told me about a trick that completely changed the game for me later on. Instead of using the nipple cream, she said she used breast milk and it worked for her. When I tried it the first time, I was way too nervous and stopped. I tried it again when I was about 3 months postpartum, and it absolutely changed the game for me. I would simply apply some breast milk after feeding my baby, and it was super simple and very effective. It honestly felt too good to be true. I didn't have to take my nipple cream everywhere with me anymore. And now I very rarely get sore, and when I do, I apply breast milk and it heals right away. Ladies, never underestimate the power of breast milk. It works better than so many of the commercialized products we buy. Now I barely use the cream. I mostly use it after my showers, kind of like a moisturizer. Nursing can be a struggle in the beginning. In the early stage, we tend to produce a lot more milk, and we are constantly leaking. However, it gets easier eventually. Give yourself time to adjust to the new you. That's about it for this video, ladies. If you have any questions or would like to share your experience with postpartum, please leave a comment below so other women can learn from you as well. I really want to build a community of women who help each other through motherhood, faith, and womanhood, just like the Bible asks us to do. A lot of things can seem very scary at first, and that is why we need other people who can share similar experiences. Thank you for sticking till the end of the video. I hope to see you again on my next one. Have a good rest of your day. Bye for now.